I want to talk about how to get out of a trauma bond and my story of how I got out of mine. So if you don't know me, I hope you like and follow and or subscribe, and I hope that you can get something out of this through my story. If you don't know me, my name's Deborah. I'm an intuitive reader, energy healer, and quantum coach. And the reason why I do this work and why I'm so passionate about it is because I've been doing a lot of healing in my life, working with other energy healers. I became an energy healer, and I do release work through energy healing, and I help others to release the limiting beliefs that we create with our mind that cause us a lot of suffering. So I was involved in a trauma bond. I was involved in a very long relationship, on again, off again. I have never been in anything like this before. I've had good relationships, some not so great, but basically this one was a doozy, because when I first met this person, I really believed that they were my person. And now looking back, I can clearly see the reason why I had a death grip on this relationship. And so basically, I held on way too long, and I was betrayed several times and lied to my face. But I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to see it. I wanted to see the good in this person. And this person is a good person, but they just have tendencies that created this trauma bond. Well, I was part of it because I participated in it. And when you are with somebody who's controlling and manipulating and breadcrumbing and gaslighting you and doing all these things, you become controlling and manipulating as well, which is what happened to me. And so it did not bring out the best in me, and did not bring out the best in him. And it was extremely toxic. And yet there was love there. And I had a glimpse of something that I was starving for many years, pretty much my whole life. And so once I finally realized that why I had this death grip on this relationship, then I started to really, truly let go and truly heal. And what happened is that I've been on a spiritual path for many years, and I've had some amazing divine experiences of the love that we all are. We are these beings of love, and we think that what we're looking for is outside of ourselves. So I knew I had experienced that divine love on my spiritual path. I also was very blessed when I was younger, but I still wanted that human love. Like, I still wanted to experience the love that I didn't feel I experienced growing up. Now, I'm not throwing my parents under the bus, but I was starving for something that I felt like I found in this person, and that connection that I was seeking with a partner. And so I wanted it to work so bad that I put up with way too many things that I shouldn't have put up with, and held on way too long. And so I became very limited in my thoughts and my feelings, and I created, and I didn't discover this till much later, because I thought, why is this so hard to let go of this person? And I realized that I had created this limiting belief that I will never find anyone else like this person. I will never have these kind of feelings for someone. I will never have this kind of chemistry for someone. And so that created this limiting belief. So I wasn't open to anyone else. I wanted it to be this person. And I felt like I would die if I didn't have it with them. And that really scared me too, because I thought, no one is worth, feeling that way about. Like, what is this? And I couldn't see it until I was given a couple of experiences. The universe gave me a couple of experiences where I saw that I could find someone else, that there there is even better connections that I could have, like that was just a limiting belief. So I I had an awakening, and I realized, oh wow, I've been limiting myself. And then I started to realize this is a thing. It's like I was given these experiences when I was first on my spiritual path in my 20s. And but then it's like sometimes you have to go through life and you have to kind of trial and error things, and then really test out what you learn, what I learned. And I really started to experience, oh, I am the love I am seeking. Oh, it's in me, but it's in everyone. It's not just limited to a romantic partner. It's and so it becomes experiential. It's not intellectual. And with the coaching that I do, the energy healing and the release work that I do as a coach, I not only do I help people in relationships, but I help with with health, with wealth. I got breast cancer, and it was definitely related to this relationship and my childhood. Not just the relationship, but was my childhood, directly related to it. And so when we are in a toxic trauma bond with someone, we are creating bad health. I mean, it's emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. And I had to get kind of hit upside the head several times to really wake up and go, okay, this isn't meant to be. So, but even when you walk away from it, it still lingers. And why? Well, because I finally realized, okay, I was holding on to this limiting belief. So when I work with with my private clients, I help people to see that the mind is holding on to these limiting beliefs and creating the suffering. And so whenever I'm coaching anyone on, trying to manifest wealth, health, love, we discover, oh, there's these limiting beliefs that are based on past experiences, and so we subconsciously hold on to these stories. Oh, this happened, therefore I'm going to be this way, I'm going to think this or whatever, and we become fossilized, like we just get limited. And so then what happens is, if you want to do affirmations about anything, great, they help. But it's basically what you're doing is you're convincing your mind something that your soul already knows and already has. Because your soul is perfect health, perfect wealth, perfect love. But you might even know that intellectually, or this may be new to you, but if you know it intellectually, you've got to experience it. When you experience it, that's when magic happens. That's when life changes, things happen. So it's experiential to have this knowing that you are the love that you are seeking, that security, that safety, that health, that wealth. Like and I know a lot of coaches talk about as far as wanting to manifest more money, it's not about going out there and doing something. It's about feeling it first, and then it happens. Because basically, again, you're training your mind to believe something that your mind doesn't believe. Your mind doesn't believe that you are wealthy, that you are healthy, that you are the love. It doesn't believe it, because the mind is identified with this little body, mind, ego that we think we are, and we're not. And so the more you do releasing, the more you start to release the identification. And what happens is we hold on to all these stories, and then even in a trauma bond, which I see a lot of on the social media, is that we start labeling. Oh, well, he's an avoidant, he's a covert narcissist, oh, I'm anxiously attached, or I'm a dismissive avoidant, or he's a dismissive avoidant. And we get caught up in labeling all these things. Now, what happens is we're judging ourselves, we're judging other people, and then we want to have a really healthy relationship and connection with someone. It's impossible. When you're holding on to all of these limiting thoughts and beliefs of putting people in boxes and labeling them, which is what the mind loves to do. The mind is addicted to that. And it doesn't get you anywhere. It might help you to see, oh, okay, this person might have, covert tendencies, covert narcissist tendencies, avoidance, whatever. It may make you see yourself like, oh, in my case, I feel like my person has covert narcissist tendencies and avoidant tendencies. Now, are they completely that way? No. Do I even want to put them, label them like that? No, I don't. But it gives me a little understanding. But again, you need to release that and also because it's a judgment of them, judgment of yourself, and it doesn't really help. It doesn't get you anywhere. It goes away from love. And whenever I'm coaching people to let's say they're in separation, they've broken up, and the person that I'm coaching really wants the relationship to work, I always say, you've got to release the judgment and putting them in a box and saying, oh, it's this way, they're this way, and they're not going to change, and I'm this way, and I'm not going to change. I mean, there's no room for change. There's no room for growth. There's no room for love, period. But if somebody can truly release the limiting beliefs about them and about themselves, magic happens, because that person that they're in separation with can absolutely show up differently. And I've done it, I've experimented, and that's totally true. I've seen it. I've experienced it. And so in many areas of my life. So I was involved in this trauma bond, and now I have so much compassion for myself, because I realized, oh, wow, because I couldn't understand why am I holding on, and why do I feel like I'm going to die if it doesn't work out? This is ridiculous. Like, even my mind was going, this is ridiculous. Like, nobody's worth that much, and then I saw how human I am, and that I have this drive like everybody else, and that I had a glimpse of something that I was craving, that I was starving for, and I put a death grip on it, and I held on for dear life, and there was a lot of fear wrapped around it. And so that's when I saw that, I said, oh, okay. And there was so much compassion for myself, because a lot of times what I also see in myself and others that I coach is how hard we are on ourselves. And the universe is not like that at all. Not even close. I mean, the universe is supporting us all the way for our highest good in every moment. And we're the ones that put the kibosh on that. We are the ones that are limiting ourselves completely. And so, my limiting belief was, I'm never going to find anyone else. I'm never going to have that kind of connection. I'm never going to have that kind of chemistry. And so I limited myself to having anything else that could be way better, that could be much higher. And I even had a glimpse of that kind of love with someone else. And I was like, of course, that's what I want, So when we release the death grip on this kind of relationship, then magic can start to happen. And so that's how I got out of the trauma bond. And, you will have moments where you are feeling like you're going backwards, and missing them, and holding on to the story. That's a big one. And I'm probably going to do another long video about this. How the mind gets so addicted to the stories and the heartbreak. We actually like it it's like terrible to say that, but like we do, and what happens is because if it, I felt heartbroken, by my father, and then I chose a relationship that was so similar that it felt like home. I was like, oh, I know this, I'm home, and so I was breaking my own heart, and I've been doing it for years, and it's like, what am I doing? And that's release work that I do with my clients, is like taking accountability, being accountable, not being a victim, not saying, oh, this person was this way and they treated me this way, and being a victim. No, I walked into that relationship because I was breaking my own heart. I didn't realize that, in the beginning, but I held on, breaking my own heart. And so when you can really take responsibility, then you can truly release. Then you can truly let go of the limiting beliefs that you've created. And it's very helpful to have a coach with you to do it. You definitely can do it on your own. But, for me, I've had a teacher. I've been doing this for many years. And the more I release, the deeper I go. And it's unbelievable. It's magical. I never get sick of it because now I'm much more compassionate. I'm much more open. I'm much more compassionate with myself, with other people, understanding their motives. And being from a trauma bond, there was love there for sure, at least on my part. But the love that was between us was limited. It was limited. And now I see that people mistake chemistry and the physical attraction for love, if that makes sense. But the love that we all are seeking is so much bigger than that. It's so much bigger than that. The chemistry needs to be there, but when you have a taste of that kind of love in human love, where it's like so much bigger, you're just like, you see, wow, that was very unfulfilling, You'll see how toxic it really was, and how healthy it can really be with someone. And it's pretty cool because there is a way out. There is a way out of a trauma bond and to heal. And if you resonate with this, I have all the information on my channel. I created a workbook called Release to Manifest Love. And then I also have another recording on rewriting the script of your love life. And so I created both of these to really help you to walk out of this kind of, and to rewrite the love life, to rewrite the story that you want to experience. Because when you're releasing, you're seeing that you have these stories that you've been holding on to, and they've been on repeat, either with one person or several, and it keeps repeating in the same way. And so it's really cool to start rewriting and releasing what doesn't work. So take advantage of that if you would like on my website. And if not, you can also do book a session with me. All right.